Hi everybody, it's Craig for Yeast Coast Brewers Club. Today we're going to do something I haven't done before, and that is try to make some hard apple cider. I don't really have a recipe that I'm following, so I watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and I guess that pretty much now makes me an expert. So we're going to try to put this together. It seems pretty simple. You get your apple juice, and I got some apple juice concentrate to sweeten it up a little bit. We're going to test the specific gravity. If it's not where I'm looking for to make a real strong cider, then we're going to add some dextrose to it. We'll see how it goes. And we're going to brew it all in this. We're only going to do 12 liters, so 3 gallons in a small cardboard that I got right here. Other than that, it seems pretty simple. It might turn out, or I may just ruin a whole lot of perfectly good apple juice. So we'll see what happens. So I picked up this Tropicana 100% fresh pressed Canadian blah 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 apple juice. It was on sale. The most important thing from what I can understand is to make sure there's no preservatives in it. The only thing that this has added to it besides 100% apple juice is vitamin C, ascorbic acid. Hopefully that's okay. If it's not, all the apple juice got it. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna pour the apple juice. Oh, it's really apple-y colored. It's kind of dark, this one. It smells good though. Everything has been sanitized ahead of time. The carboy has been cleaned and sanitized. The funnel's been sanitized. Much like making the beer wort, which I screwed up on the last video. I do know that beer is wort and wine is must. I must have wine on the brain. Oh yeah, clumpy, we'll put that in there too. But we'll put that video behind us and move on. That's one. I don't know how many of these Tropicana ones I'll use. I picked up a couple different kinds, and I really want to put the concentrate in there because to boost up the sugar. And then we'll see how it goes. I'm going to take a sample out with the Wine Thief. If I get it bang on the money, I'll have some nice apple cider that I'm going to bottle and try. If I make it too hard, I guess I'll end up with apple wine, or I could end up with a big pot of vinegar. We'll see what happens. Might not be drinkable at all. Glass of beer while we're doing it. This is not apple juice. Oh. Shame to say it's store-bought beer, Coors Light. Still waiting for the wheat beer that we did in the last video. It's only been a couple of days. The head on the beer rose up pretty quickly and dropped, but there's still a lot of activity in there, so I haven't racked it over. But I've never used the wheat beer yeast before, so maybe that's the way that goes. Someone could fill me in and let me know, I'm not sure. I'm going to try one of these. Rougemont Mellow Yellow Low Acid. I also seen in a video that higher acid is not good for yeast, but I don't know if it makes a difference. I seen another video where a guy just literally put apple juice in there, pitched the yeast, shook it up, and he ended up with something that was drinkable. He said a little tart though, so that's why I'm thinking we'd have to add the dextrose, or maybe save a little apple juice and try to back sweeten before we bottle. That might be a way to go too, so I might end up trying to save a small amount of this apple juice. If anybody's done this before and got a good recipe, put it onto the Facebook page, because I'd really like to know. They got something that works for them. Now I'm going to add the frozen, which is no longer frozen, apple juice. Okay, a little apple juicy goodness. I think I'll add another one of these. I'm going to leave about a little bit of headspace in here, a few inches. I'm not expecting a whole lot of foaming activity, but you never know. Okay, that's that one. I'm going to continue to add another little bit of this apple juice. We're going to cut away. Then when we come back, I'm going to already have some taken out with the wine thief. And we're going to test the temperature, because I may have to warm this up a little bit. It feels a little cold. And we're going to test the specific gravity. And we'll cut back with that information. Okay, so what we've done is we got all the apple juice into the carboy. We took some out with the beer thief or the wine thief, and we put it into our testing cylinder. First thing I wanted to do was test the temperature. I'm still looking to have this around 20 or 22 degrees, similar to like a wine or a beer before I pitch the yeast, because yeast not going to work. So this was out in my truck all day, about lunchtime. It's cold out today. So we're actually sitting around just below the 10 degree mark, so 9 degrees roughly. Too cold to pitch yeast. So, or even take a specific gravity reading. You could use a calculator and compensate for temperature, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather take it at around 20, 22 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a brew belt around this carboy. This is a brew belt. You put it around, let me pour this back in. So I want to heat it all up, including the sample. Shit, I'll just try the sample again. So you put this around your carboy. Cinch it up. It's usually on the bigger carboy, so let me get straightened out here. There's no point in having to twist it. There we go. Hopefully, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll have to put a clip around it or a clothespin to keep it up against the container so it stays warm, and then I'm going to plug it in. So when this gets up to about 22 degrees, we'll come back, take our specific gravity reading, see where we are, see if we got to add any dextrose to it, and we'll take it from there. Hey, welcome back. So we had the brew belt on for a little while, and that was taking far too long, so I guess it would work over an entire day or something like that, but in about an hour, hour and a half, it only went up 1 degree, not fast enough. So we took the apple juice out, put it into the brew pot, brought it upstairs, heated it up till it was 22 degrees or so, and then brought it back down and put it back in the carboy. So now we're ready to take our specific gravity reading. We've already taken our sample out. We're floating our hydrometer in there, and the reading is about 1.0512, around about there, which from what I read on the internet said that's about where apple juice should be. So I want to make the alcohol a little bit stronger for this cider, and I want to get a good punch out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some dextrose into the apple juice, and it said you got to add about, to bring it up 0.01 I guess on the hydrometer reading, you need to add about 4.5 grams of sugar. I'm assuming it's the same as dextrose because it is sugar, per liter to bring it up 0.01. So we're looking, I'm shooting for about 1.060. So we're going to add this dextrose in here. Shake it up. These are the priming bags I had left over. So that's that one. put in the majority of this one, but not quite all. We'll go for about that much. We'll put our sample back in. Try to wash down the dextrose that's on the sides. Pretty successful. Okay, an airlock here somewhere. So I'm going to put the airlock on just so I can shake this up. I wonder how much I can get away with this. Okay, so I'm going to shake this up until it's all dissolved in here, and we'll cut right back. And when we're ready to take the next specific gravity. Okay, so we added the dextrose. We added exactly around 13.3 ounces of dextrose into this almost 3 liters carboy, and we're taking another specific gravity reading, and we're sitting now at 1.062, which is exactly what I was looking for. So 1.060, 1.062, that's close enough. So I'm going to put this back in. And it's getting some oxygen in there where I was shaking it up. Now I'm going to pitch the yeast. The yeast that I'm using is just a regular brewing yeast that was in the top of the can out of the wheat beer kit that I didn't use because I had a wheat beer yeast in the kit. So this is the one that was in the top of the extract can. So I'm going to use this as it says premium brewing yeast, 5 grams on it. So I'm sure it's good. You could do a yeast starter to make sure it's active, but at this point I don't want to spend the time. I'm just going to pitch this right in here. Get all the yeasty goodness. It smells good. So now I'm going to put the airlock back on and I'm going to shake this up, and that's pretty much it. After I get sanitizer everywhere. Hopefully we did enough to get some action going in this thing. Just doing this to get the yeast down off the neck of the bottle. That's pretty good. Give it a few shakes. Shake, 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 shake your body. Okay, and that's it. That's my attempt at apple cider. So I'm going to put this in the brew room next to the wheat beer, and I'm probably just going to let the whole thing do right in this carboy. I'm not sure if I'm going to rack it over or not. I don't have another small carboy, but I'm probably going to leave it right in here until it's ready to put the priming sugar in for carbonation right before bottling. So we'll see what happens in a few weeks' time. This is my attempt with no recipe at apple cider. This may turn out, this may not turn out. Stay tuned.